everyone, this is Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life, and I'm so excited because I am going to take part in my first Scrappy challenge. So this is what the original challenges were done by Crafty Maggie and Ronnie Sue's Scrapper, and since then they have had other people join them, and this time I get to join in as well. So the challenge is to use a themed product but use it on a different season. So you're like using one season of pattern paper on a different season. So mine, and it can be in any variant of that, of course, but I'm choosing to deal with it through season. So I'm going to use some summer type collections, things that say summer to me, to scrapbook 2 winter photos. So these aren't the best photos ever. They used to be in my project Life because they're just kind of really horrible selfies of us building our gingerbread house. I have a layout done about our gingerbread house already, but this one I just want to document the fun of creating it versus the fact that it's a tradition that we started. So these are the 2 photos I want to scrap. Let me just bring them up a little closer if you'd like to see. Pretty cute. I love this little one where I can see Jackson. And then there's the one of Sean actually creating it, and I'm helping, but I'm also watching Jackson there. So there's those 2. And I'm gonna, like I said, use some use some summer lines. So I have this floral from the crepe paper poolside, which has that backing on it, which is so pretty. This is a really hard sheet of paper for me to use. I've been hoarding it, so we'll see if it gets used. I have this piece of Amy Tan, which this is a back, which I wouldn't use. I think that's kind of cheating a little bit, but it says sun right here, and there's multiple ways I could possibly bring in this one. I have this piece that says all the hellos, and then it's all of this, and this is from the Summer Vibes from Simple Stories. I have this piece of Kaiser Craft that is Happy Snaps collection. So it's not an actual summer line, but it definitely makes me think of summer, which is why I pulled it. And there's the back of that. I have the crepe paper poolside. That is obviously very much a summer collection there. I have a little bit of these Polaroid things that I cut out to use in another layout, and I haven't even used them yet. So, but they make me think of summer as well. A Hello World overlay from Allison Crafts. So this is actually more of a baby line, but they're bright and they just really make me think of, again, of summer. And finally, I have this last piece by Allison Craft. Very summery to me, but it's the recorded line. But it reminds me of summer. Like this reminds me of just summer colors very much so. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started and see what I can create with this really fun challenge. Don't forget to check out everyone else too. It should be fun, and let me get started. So I have collected my thoughts, and let me show you how this layout turns out. So I'm going to start with this piece of pattern paper, and I am going to use the B side of that floral. I cannot believe I did that. I have trimmed out the very top of it, so I have a little bit to use on another layout. But it's what caught my eye, and I'm never, you know, if you don't start using your pattern paper, how are you ever? You're just going to have a huge collection. So let's go with it and use this beautiful piece of summer pattern paper for a Christmas layout. I'm also going to use these imprint foam thickers. They have some sparkle to them, and my title is going to be something kind of fun that just says House of Yum. And then I'm finally going to use this Kaiser Craft piece and create a border at the very top of my layout, and this as well is a summer themed type pattern paper. So that's 2 pattern papers that are summer. That background paper in the what is that? The craft. I'm not exactly sure. I don't think it's really a themed at all. It was just in my stash. So you can see I've lined up my border, not exactly sure where I'm going to go. I also pulled this Kaiser Craft, it's called Fiesta, and look at those beautiful bright colors. To me, that is still definitely a summer type paper. I'm just going to use it to help back my my photos here. I'm going to do a couple layers. And do you see this sheet that I'm pulling from right now? That is the very first bit of washi tape that I had ever purchased. So it is old, 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 old. And I'm going to grab 2 pieces of it and use it on this layout. So I was proud of myself. I used actually a few different types of scraps here that I don't I just don't. I love my scraps but I hoard them. Like I'm like, oh no, it's not gonna work here. Well, I made it work for this layout, and I really, really, really enjoy the way and love the way that this layout turns out. I know I say that a lot, but it's what happens, especially when you're creating a layout and not exactly sure what direction you're going in. When it turns out, it makes you so happy because let's be honest, there's times things don't turn out the way you want them to. And there are times when things don't turn out and videos don't get created because of it. So just kind of happy that this one turned out. So I did tear that second piece of washi tape and I'm just kind of debating where I'm going to place it. Again, I thought I had moved this camera high enough so you could see everything, but it is very obvious that you cannot. So I apologize. I'll try to move it up just a little bit higher again so you can still see my whole process while I'm creating, because now you can't see the very bottom of it. I just placed it at the bottom, and then I'm going to place the rest of it at right by my photo here, and it's going to create just kind of a fun little pop of color that I'm going to go back and stitch, which you'll see in just a minute. I did think about using this, but it's too pink on pink and you can't see it. But it did bring in for me the idea of adding not just summer, but also Valentine's Day themed products to help tell this story here. I did grab a scrap. This is from the Chamel. I believe it's one of her very first collections, but the green matched perfectly with the banner, so that's why I grabbed that. Kind of help tie everything in. And that's going to be my color scheme and how I go about it. It's going to be pink, the bluish color, and the teal color. I like it. I don't care that that it's mostly my son and Sean. I just don't care. I'm adding pink to this layout. And I'm going to pull a bunch of different pieces from different sticker sheets. So I did pull this, remember this piece and a heart. I'm going to pull there in the back of this one. This is that Maggie Holmes, the ticket. I've been hoarding that piece as well, so I was happy to use that. And it's so pretty. I love that piece. And I make a really neat cluster up there that you're going to see me magically create because I was working through it and then just recorded kind of showing you where I'm going to put everything. That piece is from the crepe paper. And then the one piece of Christmas, so it says joy on there. That's just a brad I had on hold. I'm also going to take these little arrows and place them so that there's teal at the bottom of my layout as well, because I want to bring that color down into the 3 places here. And also that beautiful heart, which is going to bring in some gold. So now that I have picked that with gold, I'm going to have to bring in gold in a few other places as well. So you'll see me do that. I'm also going to grab this piece of transparent sticker from the Amy Tangerine. I have a really hard time using these, so the fact that I finally got another piece used up made me super happy, and it looks really neat. It's a nice little pop of color in the end for that area of my layout there. And let's see, I also grabbed, so here's my Hazelwood collection stickers. I'm going to grab the arrow from there and also the words remember this. So I realize it already says remember this on the other chipboard sticker that I pulled, but I don't care if things repeat sometimes. It doesn't bother me as long as it's beautiful to my eye. The fact that it says remember this twice on my layout, that's fine with me. So I'm going to grab that. I'm also going to grab a little pink heart from the Hazelwood collection thicker sheet right there. And I love these, except for the fact that they are not very sticky. So if you haven't bought them yet, do. They're beautiful. Just be aware that you're going to have to glue everything down because they don't stick very well. So I grabbed that little heart there, and also I'm going to grab, like I said, this arrow. It's beautiful pink arrow to bring the pink down to the bottom. And in the end, I'll also grab a little gold heart that you'll see. That was also from the Hazelwood collection. So there you can see I've done my layering. I did some stitching as well to kind of keep that washi down because of the fact that it's so old. It wasn't lasting and it would have fallen off. And I didn't want to add tape there. I'm also going to grab another sheet, little cutout part from this Fiesta collection. I needed that pop of blue to go on my photo cluster just because I didn't have that blue anywhere else within that, so I had to do that. And then I split that little ticket that I had grabbed, and I'm going to place the other half by this room for this part of that title, along with the 2 hearts there. And then finally, I'm going to back my photo one more time with this piece of authentique paper. Now, when I cut this out, I realized this piece and that background piece that I had told you I didn't think was from anything in particular. It is actually a winter line. So I'm cheating just a tiny, tiny bit, but because they're bordered pieces, I'm going to go with it and say it's a-okay. And I like that. Again, it helps to bring in just that little hint of blue so that the colors are represented in all 3 of my clusters there. And then all I'm going to decide next is what to do with my journaling, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to put my journaling there, not 100%, but that's kind of the idea of where I want to go. I am going to just finish it off with a little paper clip here. I'm going to come back live so you can hear my final thoughts, and I really enjoyed doing this layout, so just hang tight for a minute and you'll hear my final thoughts on how much fun I had with this challenge. Alright guys, I'm just going to put you live for just a second. I just have to tell you how much I love the way this layout turned out. So I kind of took on summer with this piece of pattern paper and a few of the other pieces, and then pulled in Valentine's Day. So 2 seasons for a winter layout. I plan on putting my journaling down here along the side somewhere. I just haven't quite figured out exactly what I want to say and how long I want to make it. So I'm going to write it out to see how long it is, to see if it's going to be small or long. But I love it. It's so much fun. This was such a fun challenge. And let me just bring it up closer. So I was able to use some embellishments there. And I used a lot of stash, which was nice. I remember this banner that I created was from a summer collection as well. And then my little cluster right here. I haven't done a cluster like this in a really long time, so that was fun. Some stitching on that washi tape. I dated it. And then this bottom area, if I can get my camera to show you. Here we go. This bottom area that just says House of Yum. That's my fun title that I played off of, and then a few hearts and all the colors kind of represented there. So again, a really fun challenge. I had a lot of fun with this. So thanks Megan for inviting me to play along. I cannot wait to do another one. This is a great challenge. Don't forget to join the Facebook group that Hannah and Ronnie have started called Scrappy Challenges. I'll leave the link below. And if you have any questions, please just let me know. Bye everyone.